Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Wednesday, and this show is on Netflix, and I haven't done a show in a long time, and I decided to just do this one because a lot of people seem to be talking about it, and my first introduction to this show was the infamous dance scene, and after watching that I was like, okay, I guess I'll watch it now, and I finally saw it, and I think it's well made for what it is. I think it's decent. I'm not mad that I saw it. And I really liked Jenna Ortega as Wednesday. I thought she was really great in this show. I was about to say movie. I'm so used to saying movie. She was great, and she's from Scream 5, and she's going to be in Scream 6. And I didn't immediately recognize her when I was watching the show, and I thought she was the best part, and she really got the character down, and pretty much all of the characters from the Addams family I really liked. And I really liked Thing in the show. He was really fun, and there were some funny moments, and in terms of the show's humor, I didn't really find it all that funny, but I thought it was a fun adventure that we got out of it, even if it's not completely satisfying by the end, which we'll get to shortly. And also, I'm going to try my best to keep this spoiler free, because I'm sure some people haven't seen it yet, and I just want to keep that stuff a secret in case anyone's interested in seeing it and they haven't seen it yet. I do like some of the characters as well. I liked Wednesday's roommate, Indrid, if I pronounced that correctly. I thought that she was going to be really annoying throughout the show, but I didn't mind her at all, and she kind of grew on me a little bit as the show went on, and the special effects in the show were fine for it being a show. I don't think they look great, and some of the creature designs, I think it's trying to be scary, but I never really found it scary, and I found the main monster to be a little bit goofy when it came to the head. I just didn't really find it intimidating. And there was one element about this movie that was very distracting for me. And this show is basically Harry Potter with Wednesday Addams. And there's this school that everyone goes to. Well, not everyone, but Wednesday is going to this school because she was expelled at multiple different schools. And this is like her last chance to go to a school. And she doesn't really want to be there. And I forget what everyone at Nevermore is called, but what they call people who aren't like them, like if you're not a siren or like a wolf or whatever, like you can be multiple things, like not a normal person, but they call people who are not those people, like normal people, they call them normies. And I just could not take that seriously. And the show takes that very seriously, and I was just laughing inside whenever they brought that up. And the overall story, it's like a murder mystery, and you don't really know what's going on, and it's fine for what it is. But it does kind of fall apart in the last episode, where everything is revealed as to what's happening. But I'll get into that later, without spoiling anything, of course. And one thing that kind of bothered me throughout the show, and it doesn't happen every 5 seconds, but it does kind of make references to the Addams family that you already know, as in things that are really iconic, like Snap Twice, and they reference that, or someone rings a bell at one point in the show, and a guy comes over, and he says, "You rang?" I was like, just stop doing that. And that was kind of irritating and frustrating. There were some creative decisions that the show took that was kind of... I was fine with it. I'm not saying it was super impressive or like mind-blowing or anything like that, but it wasn't offensive or it wasn't distracting. I was fine with it, and it's not in every single episode from memory, but whenever Wednesday is given like flashbacks or flash forwards or sees visions, as they describe in the show, because that is something that she is experiencing throughout the show, and then she gets visions and like she touches something and goes, "Whoa!" and the camera goes above her head, and it just shows you what she's seeing, and that's one thing that I did not mind that they did. And I'm just going to get into my biggest issue with the show, and that's pretty much how it concluded. All of that being in the last episode of the show, and my main issue with it would be it just kind of felt like they just didn't know what to do, and they just are trying to figure out how to have an ending to all this, and it was very unsatisfying, very stupid. Characters made tons and tons of stupid decisions, and I just could not overlook that. And the whole show, there are things like that constantly, but it never gets this annoying or just... I want to yell at the screen as to, like, what are you doing here? It's like, just do that and everything would be fine. But going back to positives, I liked the casting for the entirety, the rest of the Addams family. I thought that they were all good, and they fit all the roles very well. And I really liked Uncle Fester in the show. He's in it for like 1 or 2 episodes, but when he shows up, he's a lot of fun and brings a lot of energy to the show. And him and Thing were my favorite side characters throughout the entire show. And the only characters who I constantly couldn't get behind were the principal and the sheriff. They were just both idiots, and I couldn't take them seriously. And that's about all I have to say about Wednesday. It was a fun show that I enjoyed. I liked Jenna Ortega a lot as Wednesday Addams. She was great, and she was the best part of the show. And I liked all the other casting choices for the Addams Family characters, and there's lots of stuff that I really enjoyed. I wasn't really bored too much throughout the show. I liked where the story was kind of going, and it was kind of childish and friendly and playful, but that feels right to me in terms of the show's tone, and it was never distracting for me. And although there are some things that I wish were done better, I'm not mad with what we got by the end of it, and I really just have an issue with that last episode, and I just really wish that it was a lot better, and there were some characters that I found annoying, but overall I would recommend that you check the show out. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Wednesday a 6 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Wednesday, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for The Burbs. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.